Sit down. Sit the fuck down right now. This fucking guy. It hasn't even started yet. I don't think so. I just feel weird standing behind me.
We're here, boys. We made it. 0 days on the clock. 0 days. That was awkward. 0 days.
Just a little bit.
Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's actually been a very, very low week for me. I have not streamed at all since last Wednesday. The reason for that is I really wanted to try to rest my voice up as much as I could.
Oh, yeah.
Got the green light today from the professional that we are good to go for a marathon stream.
Hey,
yeah.
We need to get her on here and thank her.
Absolutely.
Live.
So
thank you.
Confirming it here. I just found out a couple hours ago we are good for the Jump Festa stream. So there were a couple of people on standby that were waiting. So hopefully people will be able to make it. We'll be able to have a grand old time. And we will all be here tomorrow night live at 7:30 Eastern time. 7:30 for potentially the reveal of a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, for potentially the reveal of a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, for potentially the reveal of a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game, for potentially the reveal of something crazy, or potentially the end of the franchise. Thank you guys all so No, I'm kidding. From the anime perspective, Yu-Gi-Oh! Will never die from the card game. From the anime perspective, I mean, listen, it's always a fear of mine, and it's going to be a talking point tonight because we are within a day now. I mean, how we'll get into 88 because episode 88 I actually thought was really good. We're at the end of an arc, but how are you guys feeling? Jump Festa is finally here. It's finally upon us. I mean, what are some thoughts going in tomorrow night?
I'll let Cal go first because I think
my energy.
I'm gonna need to balance you out at the end. So let me go last, please, and I'll balance
out. Well, I'm gonna come with the same energy, bro.
Right.
I'm excited. I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is on its way. We're gonna get another show, and Otis is coming back. It's gonna be great.
It's okay. I mean, you're not gonna hear any complaints from me.
Thank you for the dono.
It's
a joke.
Oh, okay.
Because he's not.
Okay.
I know. I said the return to Otis.
The return to Otis.
That's kind of what I was always saying. No, I'm excited. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I just, I'm looking forward to whatever news comes our way, whether it be a movie, a show, a game, this, or that.
I mean, I also think there's like a decent shot Go Rush gets a third year. I'd be surprised, but it's more likely than like them not announcing anything.
Do you think they would announce they would have like an announcement of that says like season 3 coming whenever?
Yeah.
You know that it's another one?
At last year's Jump Festa, they said Go Rush will be going for at least another year. When I say decent shot, let me clarify myself there. I think there's like a 10 to 15% chance.
Okay.
Of what?
Of Go Rush going a third year, and that's what we get. It's low. I think it's more likely that Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is announced, but I'm not writing it off completely.
That's fair.
Yeah. So Dredge, I mean, what are you? You're really trying hard over there, and I know you. I've known you for many, many years. You're trying to temper your expectations because that's the kind of person you are. There's nothing wrong with that, but be honest with yourself, man. What are you feeling for tomorrow?
I think we're gonna get something.
Okay.
I think the problem is that we're hellbent on a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 being announced tomorrow. See, I'm on the other side, but I think we could get it announced on Saturday. Not actually tomorrow. I think it could be Saturday.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Are you sure they wouldn't do that?
Well, last year they gave us a lot of anime news on day 2, but that was pertaining to Go Rush. They've never done it where they announce a show.
I think part of it is they just, we're kind of convinced at this point, especially in 91 when we see our favorite character
Spring Heel Jack
jump into action.
Spring into action.
Episode 91.
I think Konami knows how excited you are. I think they know
you think
you're
Konami's
ready.
basing the release schedule around me?
I think they are.
My God,
yes.
no. That's crazier than anything I've ever said.
I'm just,
biggest crack theory ever on the channel.
I'm more realistic in a sense that I'm trying to temper your expectations so that if tomorrow doesn't go well, right, you're not just down in the dumps in mid because you got to look at Saturday. You got a second day for them to announce something.
I'll appreciate that, but I'll be down in the dumps.
Guys,
yes, I know you would.
Can I say one thing?
Of course.
No.
It's temper expectations, not tepper.
No, it's Tepper.
No, it's temper.
Like the water is Tepper.
No, it's temper.
I think it's Tepper.
Pretty sure it's Tepper.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure it's temper.
I really hope it's Tepper.
I think it's Tepper, dude.
Run a poll in the chat.
Get a poll going.
Don't Google search.
But no, I do think something's gonna be announced. I think the Rush like world has both Rush worlds, we'll say, because we're not technically in the same world, has done well, at least from what my understanding. It's not like it's doing poorly. It is competing with other shows, so it's not like continuing the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise would be a hindrance to Konami. They would lose money. I think they're still going to gain money, and it still promotes the game. The Rush Duel game promotes the Yu-Gi-Oh in general. You hear Yu-Gi-Oh, you can think of anything. You think of DM, Reigns. You just think of Yu-Gi-Oh in general. So I do think something's going to be announced. I'm actually more convinced we're going to get a movie than a show at this point.
Oh my God.
I just, for some reason, I had a dream the other night, and it was a weird dream, but it just ended with me, you, some people that I won't name that are not here with us here in this community anymore. We're at the movie theater. We were
us anymore.
Yeah, I know. I realize I have to word it correctly.
Crazy thing to say.
And we were at the movies, and we were seeing a Yu-Gi-Oh movie. It was very weird, and I'm like, something like that is like, is it my foreshadowing? Is it purely
If that happens, we're getting a
unbiased?
huge group here in Jersey when it comes out.
yeah,
We're
we're
getting
gonna
the
see
whole
it.
theater. I'm not even kidding. The whole
we can
theater.
rent it.
We're getting 100 people.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit, dude.
That is loco.
it's not
man.
impossible. That's all.
I'll
I'm gonna
say it's not impossible. I'm about 15 to 20% on that as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I don't think it's possible, but I'm also not one of the people
Yeah.
that believe we're never getting another one. And
Another movie. Oh no, I'm very just. So look at a lot of what TV shows do. Look at Demon Slayer is doing a movie for one of their seasons.
That's a lot more
Haikyuu.
mainstream.
But even then, all these animes do because there's just money in movies. There just is. People want to go to the movies. That's what they want to do.
Well,
On the big screen, seeing that.
I think too, you could have a big collaboration. We saw it a little bit with DSOD with cards, with with Duel Links in-game currency to get people.
Promote everything.
Yeah,
Helps promote everything.
absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
Well, I definitely think it's happening.
What about
Jeez.
what kind of movie would you think though? Like, what would the movie? Would it be a Rush continuation?
I think at this point,
Would it be like a Duel Links movie?
I don't know. They could have brought back. I mean, Duel Links, has left things open ended, which is very good. They had all the protagonists. I watched a video on a friend's channel. Won't name names. That saw all the protagonists kind of realize that, like, oh wait, we're all in this same kind of world, air quote world together. So I think with Duel Links has now been around for how long?
At least 6 years, probably closer to 7.
If you really want to give it more traction, because you are adding characters as you go. There's events, and there's a lot of events. Like, even I just started playing Duel Links, and there's events. Mind you, Duel Links was down for me today, which is very upsetting for me. I don't know. I couldn't get on it.
Oh.
Tried multiple times.
What time?
This morning at like 8 a.m.
When
I got home.
That's
5
when I
PM.
was playing. I had no
Really?
issues. Yeah.
I don't know if it's my computer. I don't know if he's an update. I got to check it.
He was playing from 8 to 5
During his working day. Probably. Makes sense.
Well, what's more likely though?
What do you mean?
What do you think for a movie? What's because his question?
I do think a Duel Links movie is more likely than a Master Duel movie. But then I also think Rush Duel is over. I think Master was actually the least likely movie.
I agree.
I think,
I think a Rush movie is the most likely.
They're trying to push Rush right now, which I'm cool with. I think Rush is. It's again a whole different game. You got to get used to, but they're not going to go back to that yet. I think again we talked about after. You want to go back for 10? You want to go back for Yu-Gi-Oh 10?
Well, that's the big one.
I think that would look better. You made it through 10 separate shows. Let's go back to the heart of the cards where it originally all began.
Yeah,
something like that I think would be great.
What about if they did a Rush movie and then Yu-Gi-Oh 9 was back to Master Duel?
I have said I'm of the opinion. I want you to make this very clear. I want Yu-Gi-Oh 9 to happen. I'm not saying I don't want.
I know you do. I don't think there's many people out there that don't want it to happen. It's just a matter of whether you believe it or not.
Well, no, I think some people, we could argue, some people, if it was a Rush, don't want it to happen. We could argue that.
There's probably some people also that if it was a Master wouldn't want it to happen.
Yes, and that's my thing is I want Yu-Gi-Oh to happen. So if it's Master, that's cool. I'd love to go back to it. If it's Rush, I want to continuous. You know what I mean? I think it just makes sense based on where the show is right now, where the franchise is. You continue with Rush. You can't give up after 2 shows, right? Say, we did 2 shows of Rush.
And
let's
only
go back to
4
Master.
years.
Yeah.
When they used to be 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. So realistically, it's a what? Probably we'd argue like 15% is Rush Duel. The other 85 is Master Duel. So you kind of need to keep trying it out, see how it goes. You also there's so many more subtypes of cards for Rush. You could I could think of it now. There could be a blue iced tea. You have so many things you could do for it, and they're all about pushing product, right? That's at the end of the day, it is a company, it's a business mindset. rushes in right now, and it's gonna go. For those people who want Master, I wouldn't say give up. I don't think it's never. I think Master will come back at some point.
I fully agree.
I think it will.
Yeah, I
so,
fully agree. I
I
don't think tomorrow is that point, but
I don't think so either.
I do think down the road.
think tomorrow is going to be a very fun day.
We'll make it a fun day, and I hope a lot of you guys are hanging out with us.
yeah.
Because whether anything gets announced or not, it is going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, take a look.
All right.
look.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Angie, come on. Angie, thank you for the $96
yeah.
donation. Holy shit. Angie, thank you so much. I appreciate the very, very, very large donation. Thank you. Let's jump to it and start those festivities. Get your primes ready. Now, we're talking Quaidul's primes, or are we talking Logan Paul's primes? That's the
Which
question.
would you prefer?
Logan Paul's.
It's going to be a long night of HD 4K madness with Dylan jumping to conclusions. Use this for my drinky contribution. Love you, folks. See you soon. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, Yu-Gi-Oh! movie. Hi, baby. I think we're getting it all, man. I really, really do. I'm very, very, very excited. Angie, thank you so much for the insanely large and generous donation. I cannot freaking wait for tomorrow night. It is going to be...
You are more excited than, and Cal's a very excited man. I will say that.
Oh,
you're more excited. You're me and Cal is excitement multiplied to infinity.
Well, you remember last year,
no.
Yeah, stand
right?
up.
I mean, I was
I remember us.
nothing got announced, and I was starting at the end. I was starting to lose my mind, sadly,
Yeah.
because nothing got announced. It was
Do
actually
you
very
remember
sad.
the next day? What happened?
The next day, we were at your house
Yes.
at night, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God!" There's Phaser, I believe,
Yep.
got
Yes,
revealed.
Phaser and,
Tremolo, yeah.
Mhm.
So that was annoying.
we were at your house tonight.
We were, yeah.
Very annoying. All right, we've got to get on to episode 88 because tomorrow night we'll talk about. And again, I know, I believe the five of us will definitely be there tomorrow night. There are
Yeah, I'll be there.
a couple of other people that might be able to join us.
I will say this now. I probably won't be on screen other than for when there's like a big announcement or something. Like I'll come over, but I'm gonna be on mod duty tomorrow. I
Yeah.
think. Just a heads up. So if you want to see this beautiful face, you're not gonna get to. So sorry about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, originally
And I'll be
we
on at 10.
originally we were gonna
Cal
have
will be on at 10 though. So yeah, you're waiting for this guy, and he's gonna be dressed to the nines.
if we had people, we were going to
Oh Jesus.
have a lot more people, even though the stream was always up in the air. But as Caliber can kind of attest to, we've been having some noise issues with our neighbors
Yes.
recently, so we've had to kind of scale back on the larger events. Even though Halloween, I guess, but like
We scaled it back.
That's
You gotta remember
caught-
that we scaled
Yeah.
it back. That's
Yeah.
wise.
Scaled
We
back.
scaled
Yeah,
it
we
back
did.
because last year we had done an event. We had someone come by and say something.
yes,
So
and then it happened again
Yeah,
recently, and so
we're not those kind of people to continue. If someone
No.
we're being loud, we're not going to continue to do it.
Sadly, we do not live on a single family piece of property. We have shared walls with neighbors. So
Yeah, townhouses.
yes, and because it's reached a point now where got to be a little careful. I don't know really. It's not. There might not even be as many people as there were last year, and last year was smaller than Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's when that was announced. So, but listen, even if it's just the three of us, I know Pete and Nick T will be there. Even if it's just
Yeah.
us, it's gonna be crazy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Freaking 9. I can't wait. But anyway, we got to get off the conversation right now because we're going to talk about it tomorrow night. We're going to be live with you guys tomorrow night starting at 7:30 p.m.
Facts.
We got to talk about episode 88. Quaidul versus Udius begins. Who wants to start? What were your thoughts on the episode?
All right, yeah, so I'm going to start here by saying, Dill, why don't you start us off?
Okay.
Got 'em every time.
Thoughts on the episode? Thought it started okay. It started a little slow for me, but I actually at the end really, really enjoyed it. Loved Quaidul's deck, these prime monsters that are all based on the monsters that we all know and love, that have weak attack, but he also kind of invented like a new mechanic that this deck has.
Yeah.
Prime tribute
Interesting.
summoning, where you only need to use one tribute instead of two for level 7 and 8 monsters, and I thought that was actually really, really cool and unique. So I really like that. Now it comes at a cost with sacrificing attacks, but as we saw with monster effects, as we saw with the trap card that he used at the end, there are ways to compensate for your monsters lowering their attack. I also liked how Udius's deck is a manifestation of all 40 characters, and I loved, oh my god, did this not remind you of backseating at all? When Udius is taking his turn,
Oh,
and he's
100%.
got
I know
people
you're
yelling
going.
at him what to do. I've been there so many times.
It's you on stream trying to play
You
Pokemon
know,
or something.
you know what that remind me of? No, that remind me of more of so Dylan tends to drive us to all of our football games, and I'm always for some reason in the back seat.
You always are.
and
I'm
I'll
the
admit it.
tallest. I'm the
I
tallest.
always am backseat driving Dylan
Always.
because
Oh.
in my defense though, everyone agrees with me, but no one else says it. It's just me
Oh,
saying
we
it.
don't know that.
You're looking at me.
Thank
Who else in the car with me?
for the
I guess
dono.
me. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, but not all the time.
He does it a lot.
No, I don't ever do it.
No, I'm admitting I do it a lot,
Yes.
and I am wrong sometimes. But there's times.
And we've always gotten there safely and timely.
Timely is a strong word.
Timely. We've never been late to a Jets game.
That's because we leave at the crack of dawn, and then we're stuck behind a car for 3 hours. Dylan won't go around him when he should.
I think
that one lady that was driving the shoulder.
that was wild.
Oh.
That car.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that wasn't real.
The grandma that
wasn't
went
real
into the
life.
woods.
That car disappeared
That
into the
wasn't
woods.
real.
100%.
That was crazy.
But that's what
yes,
it feels
true,
like.
it's true, it is
You
true.
drive very safely, and you
Thank
get us
you.
there
He
on
does
time.
drive
It,
slow.
it feels like somebody that was like backseating, and I like how Yugioh, because the whole time like Yugioh, you got to be a leader here, man. Yugioh, you got to be a leader
that's
here, man.
made, like,
And
Zwijio's
finally,
words.
when Zwijioh stepped in, is like, hey, dude, you can't take this shit, especially from people like the Butler and Osaka.
Yeah.
I could name 50 people that I would rather take dueling advice from. I think I'd rather take dueling advice from 0-9 Shingo than the
Wow.
two of them.
What about
That's
me?
how little I view their dueling opinions. Oh, all right. But
Wait, why?
well, yeah, maybe.
What about taking dueling advice from me?
No.
Yeah,
no,
I wouldn't either.
But like, and Udius
why
finally,
you don't play?
Udius finally puts his foot down. He makes the right call, maybe, because we do see one card that he draws. We don't see what that second card is.
Yeah.
So could it have been? But like odds wise, he made the right play.
Oh, 2
it
and
was
30,
the right.
2 and 35.
It was the right decision. If he made the other play, it would have been catastrophically disastrous. So he did the right thing. Udius gets his monsters onto the field. Sky Fisher's ace and Zion's ace. Love the moment with Zion as well. You know, it feels
Calling him
personal
out,
for
yeah.
so many of these characters, and I loved that little touch on it. So that was really, really cool. And ultimately, it was a good episode. Left me wanting more, and I'm very excited for the next 2 weeks. Very excited.
Well said.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, it was a very important episode for an arc that has been very kind of mixed for me. This episode makes me feel very, and that's just Quaidul, man.
Yeah.
Quaidul is such a freaking good
Don't worry,
presence.
I'm going to go on a Quaidul rant.
Please do.
As soon as I'm up, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's so
worry.
good. It makes me feel very confident now that these last 2 episodes will hit here at the end of the arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess I'll give my general thoughts. I like the episode a lot. I think it was a very, very solid kind of table setter for the end of the arc, because you basically get everybody riled up. You have the team joining hands. Like, they're battling together against their one common evil, trying to save the whole city. And it just, like, you don't get a ton in the duel. Like, you get that the prime tribute summon, which is very cool. Like you said, the new kind of like a new summoning mechanic, or just a different tribute summon, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, with monster effects, I mean, there's cards that you might, tribute someone to use that it's their effect that you need. It doesn't really matter what their attack is. So it does help in that aspect. And then just the damage thing to me was something really cool, because like before they like kind of joined hands and joined forces, like, and everybody was kind of floating around, the damage seemed to be so much stronger, like the physical pain than what one person would have dealt. And it was funny how once they kind of joined hands, and I think it was Phaser kind of grabbed Tremolo and like this, and then like the pain just went away.
Yep.
And they kind of realized, all right, it's like an all for one type of thing. You can't just be shouting out your ideas and hoping Udius decides to take it.
Yeah. 100%.
But no, I did like it a lot. I think I really do think it sets up the end of the arc just very well.
Yeah. Dredge, you already kind of alluded that I imagine it's a positive Quaidul rant,
100%.
but would love to know your thoughts.
Again, I agree with you. The beginning of this episode was a little boring for me. The build up was good though. I loved the ending of this episode.
Agreed.
I got to give props to Quaidul's voice actor. I've loved everything that he's made me believe in this arc. I have to say he's just done a great job of when almost like a Zwijioh, like when he's on the screen, you're paying vividly attentive to him, what he's saying, the way he says it. And props to him in a sense of like he's learning how to make a deck, right? Because like you argue the deck that, and they said at the end of the episode that Udius is using is his old deck that was really poorly put together. To be honest, like that's a deck that like Nick T or P would make, right?
Yeah,
So-
definitely Nick T.
So
I believe in Pete a little more. Definitely
I
Nick
agree.
T. Yeah.
Then we go over to like then now you look at his new deck, right? He's got this new summoning mechanic. He's got traps. He's got monsters. That's like a deck you would make, right? Like smart, well thought out.
Thank you.
Put together.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
a meta deck.
Still slight for red, but we're working on it.
All right, raw yellow, but that's fine.
Debatable.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Debatable.
Okay, I'm there, but all right.
So to see, honestly, we're looking for character. Kawhi Duel's characters developed with a better deck now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got high stakes, which we always
you
love. We haven't
for
seen it a lot
the dono.
in Rush Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest with you, but I'm excited to see just what else Kawhi Duel is going to do. I'm concerned about him losing here.
He's gotta, right?
I because of the stakes, it makes me think he has
They
to.
all die basically if he wins, right?
their
You even
coffins.
called it their
Yeah.
coffins.
Yeah, and that's my. I just hope it's not one of those things that he gets redeemed immediately, because that's now we're starting at that point, right? We're getting to that point where it's like we have a good villain that we enjoy, but what do we do with our good villains? Don't we redeem them way too quick?
You want to know my honest opinion on it?
Yeah, sure. Hit me with it.
I still do not believe he's the final boss.
Oh, I agree. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
I
don't
still
think
don't.
he is. And I think that's why he's gonna get redeemed, and I won't be happy with it.
I think
I just won't.
I think it's
I won't
gotta
like it.
be now a good way for them to not redeem him that I would actually like is if he's defeated and then whoever is the final boss just takes him out. I think that would be better than redeeming him.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm okay with that.
I mean, and if the final boss, it's got to be the creator, right? I mean, I guess, because
But
I
who is the creator?
I often, well, it's Otis's
I thought
Earth Damar.
I thought he was the creator.
I often say like, I don't think Kawhi Duel is the final boss. And a very good follow-up question that a lot of people will ask me, well, then who do you think it is? Very good question. I think he's the only. You can't introduce a brand new character at this point, right? So to me, it's got to be someone that has been
There is one character we're forgetting that made an appearance in this episode.
the mystery girl.
Mystery Girl's back.
Yes.
I want to tell you.
They didn't have to show that part of the
I want to
cutscene.
tell you.
That part of the cutscene was irrelevant.
Oh, I paused it and replayed it to make sure I saw what I saw. My girl's back.
She's back.
She's back.
First time in a while.
Yeah. Why now? What's the point? That was a meaningless scene that you didn't need to show her.
Right.
Why is she there?
Now, I
Why?
I know people will say, well, they had to show it because he turned her into furniture. But
I don't care what everyone has to say in chat. I don't care. I just don't. I'll be honest with you, 100%.
when
I
it
don't.
comes to the mystery girl, you can't.
Dude, why? Explain to me why you put her there.
Dude,
you could do any other character.
I am still fully
any other character
on that theory to the point where if someone wanted to make like a $20 bet, I'd do it.
Yeah, I know.
I do.
I know, right?
Cal's
ready.
Oh. People who are coming to Jump Fest are starting to lick their lips. They're like,
They're
I'll
getting
take that
excited.
bet.
You're gonna get a $20 bet's gonna have $500 later. But no, overall, again, I like the episode. Kawhi Duel has been great for me. Yugioh stepping up finally. But again, my only issue with, as we said, Kawhi Duel finally understood he needs to be a leader. It took multiple people telling him you needed to be the leader.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I rather would have him, like, in that moment, everyone's talking, and he kind of closes his eyes and thinks to himself, we're working together, but I'm the one that needs to do. This is my time. I don't like that Zuijia to come. Remember what I said. Yeah, I remember what you said. I want it to come more naturally for you. He doesn't have that natural leader as Yugioh does.
Yeah, you're right.
Or even as he has shown at times that he could be a natural leader.
You're right.
So that's my only concern with it. Excited to see where it goes though. Again, good plot point here. Coffins. We got some high stakes. Mm-hmm. So next episode's gonna be big. And the preview looked interesting. I didn't get much from it, which I liked. I'm like, what?
The summary
trying to
for
tell
these
me?
next two episodes are crazy as well.
We have not gotten the
We have
summaries,
not gotten them.
Oh.
So no, we have. You just haven't read them yet.
That's my point. So I'm
yeah.
nervous.
Yeah. No mention of him for just the
yes.
reference.
Oh, so I actually was gonna text you if we were gonna. But we'll give it one more. We'll give it one more, and then we'll address the we'll address the part next week.
Well, I'll tell you.
Just like for Zach,
I just wanted to bring this up before we jump to something else.
Of course,
in a couple minutes. You guys were talking about how Kawhi Duel kind of captivates the screen. Like when he's on it, everybody gets it.
Yeah, dude.
And you mentioned someone to me that you said is like low key really does encapsulate and capture like everyone's attention when he comes on screen, and it was Zion.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said this to me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And today watching this episode, when he started going a little bit and talking, I was like, Dill's right.
Yeah.
Like he's
really
got
an
has
aura.
a great presence.
He
like,
does.
He was on screen and I'm like how you guys even said, like, it felt personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the way he just went out and he was like, you did this to me. Why did you control me? You never
for
even
the
said what it
dono.
was for.
Yep.
All that. I'm like, dang, like he's got it.
He does.
Like he's a really good character that I feel now. I'm just like we haven't seen enough.
Thank you. No, we haven't.
That was
And-
one of the
That's why I don't want him to
things
go.
I took from
He's
this
going
episode.
away in
Well,
what?
he means
Zion.
Zion. He means
Oh,
Zion.
Zion's
Not
good
even
episode.
I mean, Quaidual, like,
Yes.
obviously.
Well,
But
No,
like,
Zion's
Zion
been good
really
too.
does.
I
Like,
didn't touch on that, and you did. His reaction and just the anger he showed
Mhm.
toward,
Yeah.
because again, he was manipulated, right?
Yep,
It's all
yep.
Kwai
the
Dul
emotion
again.
was felt. It was great.
well, the other thing with Zion that like Udius doesn't have this yet, and he hasn't displayed this yet. Zion starts talking to Quaidual, and you immediately just get the feeling like, oh, it's personal.
Yep.
Like it's that personal like connection and anger and emotion. And Udius and Quaidual, it's got to be there between them, and it just hasn't been there yet. Now, I still think that it's going to reach that level, I hope, in these next 2 episodes. But, like, Udius Velgear, Quaidual Velgear, like, I want Udius to start talking to Quaidual. I want some more dialogue in this duel and, like, give us some more backstory, give us some more, exposition here. Udius has all the reason in the world to question Quaidual and question the motives a little bit, and, like, saw it with Zion and Quaidual. But we haven't seen that, I feel like, with Udius and Quaidual so far. We didn't get it the first time they dueled. That was a big criticism I had. I felt like they didn't why didn't Udius try to confront him or talk to him at all?
Yep.
That's such a common thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro tags, right? Like,
Thank
you
you
try to understand your
for
opponent
the
through dueling,
dono.
but you also try to understand them by talking to them. Now, Playmaker, maybe not, but like with all the other protagonists we've seen, Yuya, Yuma, Yusei, it was Judai. It was all a common theme
I
with
can
them.
literally hear Yusei's like
Oh,
voice
he
in
was
my
gr-
head when he was yelling at people. Why are you like why are you doing that? Like obviously he's
I don't think there was anyone better than
oh
Yusei
my
at
God,
doing
his
it. Yeah.
VA. That VA, I gotta meet that guy one
He
day.
was great.
Oh my gosh, just the passion in every
Yep.
conversation with any duelist. He was oh my God.
Yeah, with
Oh.
Udius, it almost feels like he's still confused about the whole situation.
Right.
It really does.
No, it
like,
does.
Because like he just kind of
Thank you
realized,
Just figured out last
for
episode.
like,
the
he just figured
dono.
out what was going on basically to the fullest. Last episode, he
Yeah.
has like it changed back to normal. But like, even in this, like, how many times has he dueled? Like, I understand it's not his deck, but like the cards come into his hand, and like you said, people are backseating him. Everyone sees like, oh, that is a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, that is. It's like you said, dude, just do what you think is right. Like, make your own decision, be a leader, and do it. Like, that's the one thing about the duel, like, I guess right now that I didn't like, but I still like the whole team aspect.
Yeah. Oh, no, the team aspect
But-
was great. I just wish, Udius, as Dredger said, he stepped up without needing Yugioh to lead him, and he maybe put an end to the argument, right? Because the argument was still going on even after he made his decision. Like, I just feel like there's more potential there with him, and I'd like to see that in these next episodes, especially the dynamic between him and Quaidual, especially that dynamic.
We do see in the preview, we do see the Trent Saimu Rhynak Quaidual variant coming up. So
Yeah.
that should be good.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that brings up some memories or ideas. I don't know, something like that.
Hopefully. I kind of want to
Summaries.
do
Go right to
summaries.
summaries. Yeah, I think we're on a hot streak now of talking 88 and then obviously 89 and 90. I think I need some info. I need some help.
there's an episode title for 91 too.
There is, yeah.
Cool.
So
Good.
we're going to go a little out of the normal order, and we're just going to read the
So
summaries.
spoilers coming up for summaries.
Yes.
Spoilers coming up for summaries.
Episode 91's title is Death to Spies. Spy.
Hey.
That's
hey,
the per-
mystery
hey,
girl. Let's freaking go, baby. Yes. Let's go. Woo.
Hey, boys,
Let's go.
we're getting Mystery Girl on the phone against Spring Heel Jack.
Thank you
What-
for
If
the
it's Mystery Girl versus
dono.
Yugioh Jack,
You
I'm
want to know the
crazy.
first thing I did? I looked up if in any iteration Spring Heel Jack was like a spy of any sort.
No, who wasn't?
No, he's just a murderer. So no.
Yeah, but they could be spying on him.
Death to Spies though, man. I mean, that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna get the summaries up. So let me.
That's not a summary.
No, it's not.
What was that?
There's a picture of me.
That's concerning. Where did that come from?
That's a second one.
Just bear with me 1 second. We'll get these summaries cracking.
Summary.
How do we sound, by the way, guys? Is audio good? We kind of listened back last week.
Clear.
Yeah. Is that what people said, or you're just assuming?
I think it's just Dredge. He thinks that we sound great.
I sometimes do ASMR on my Pokemon streams. I think it helps.
We
Does
got
it actually help? I don't know. if it
good,
actually
good. Sounds good.
Great.
Good. This is the new camera too? Question mark.
It is. The lighting does change. I got to turn off like auto adjust.
helps. Need a haircut. Jesus.
You?
I'm getting one
Why do you
Saturday.
think I'm wearing at?
That's a good point.
You want to know the next time I was able to book my barber?
Well, don't go to such a good barber.
Summary's up.
January 8th or something like that.
Oh my God, Dylan!
Long
Dylan,
time.
I need a microscope to read that.
I'll read it.
Oh, good. I wasn't gonna. Hey, Dredge, can you read this?
All right. Dredge, you want to read it?
There it is. Sure, I can read.
You
it,
can
I
read the
guess.
first one.
I'll read the first one. You read the second one.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 89. 2 galaxies.
2 galaxies. Woo.
Woo!
Bum, bum.
Yugioh is fighting against Kwai-Dul in order to free everyone from the Kwai-Dul space-time. Okay, pretty straightforward.
Yep, straightforward.
sheesh.
As their duel rages on, vivid images of the galaxies surface in their minds. Something abnormal then happens to Kwai-Dul. What fate awaits the Proto-Velgear as he tries to achieve his grand dream?
Episode 90, Cal.
Episode 90. 1 galaxy.
I know those
We
galaxies.
lost one, bro.
I actually know those.
2 warriors are engaging in a fierce battle over the fates of 2 galaxies, the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy. Kwai-Dul is planning to fuse the 2 galaxies together once the duel is over.
Oh, boy.
A shocking truth is also revealed as their duel reaches its
Interesting.
end.
So shocking truth, which is going to be fantastic. Episode 90 implies, it reminds me, first of all, a lot of Bell's goals in GX, right?
Yeah.
Merging the dimensions together,
Yep.
fusing them. Tried to do it with super fusion. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Now imagine.
But in that
Thank
reality, and I think in this
you
reality,
for
I have
the
to imagine if the
dono.
galaxies are fused, all life in it ceases to exist, right? I have to imagine that's what that implies.
I mean, you have to make
Because
an
it's like a
argument.
new galaxy is born and the previous galaxies are now no longer there.
Yeah, I would assume something like that.
So
or,
now-
it's going to combine everyone together, like with their. With
yeah,
their,
but the thing is overlaying and kind of combining into I feel like it would mess.
Yeah, I
up.
know, I thought
the
Yeah.
same-
XZs, Cal's
Yeah,
implying it.
the overlay network. Yeah, I won't lie to you. The
He's
minute
XZ summoning the 2
overlay.
galaxies.
started going his RAM like we're bringing an XZ, are we? God damn it! I'm like,
Did
we're
I
bringing
just
an
spoil XZs?
I don't know, man. Maybe.
He literally goes the overlay. I'm like, oh, not the units again, man. Oh. I mean, again, is it more likely that all life would cease to exist? I agree. But that being said, I think it could also be some kind of like fusing the realities together, something along those
Yeah.
lines. Again, is he going to achieve his goal? Kind of doubt it.
No.
Kwai-Dul can't win. He can't. There's no way.
If this was a different show and we're in happy endings, I'd say he
Yeah.
could win. But
Yeah.
this is Yu-Gi-Oh, so usually the villain doesn't win.
Usually death and destruction on this level does not happen.
Some death happens.
Yeah, but not on this level. This is all 40 of our
We
main
don't,
characters.
we don't even know. Come on, it's fine. It's all good.
That's nothing.
The only person to be left is Yuga.
Yuga
Oh,
so
no.
Yuga so the
No.
whole last
I actually had a very funny interaction with Ivrea a few days ago. Ivrea yelled down to me and asked, or she didn't yell to me, but she asked if the dishes were done. And I just
And you
yelled.
lied.
No, I yelled upstairs and I yelled, Yuga! And she smiled because she knew the dishes had been washed. That's pretty good,
I
right?
don't like you. I really don't like you. Yeah, I'm at. You know what? Yeah. Hey, let's take a
All right. Well, listen, it doesn't happen often in the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh podcast where I make a comment and I get abandoned by my partners. I will say I am joking. I like Yuga. I'm playing into the me not liking Yuga, which is not true. I like Yuga a lot. However, as a duelist, don't do it. He's got the money gun. Don't do it. We're saving that for tomorrow when Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 gets announced. Yuga's not coming. Anyway, it's a joke. Don't worry. I don't actually. Oh, I got to fill it up.
You said you filled them up already.
Well, I'm going to.
You lied.
No, I said I'm going to.
It's like you cleaned this basement too.
Well, they will be cleaned.
No, I'm gonna have to clean it tomorrow.
So, yeah, what about Yuga?
Go.
I mean, Yuga's not coming this arc.
I've made my piece very clear. I will be very disappointed if he shows up.
Yeah,
Does
no.
that mean he's not? I'm not the writer. I'm not the producer.
Well, no,
I don't know.
I won't be disappointed if he shows up. It's just what he does when he shows up.
Look at your phone, Pete said. And I think it's important, so you should check.
He's probably gonna be yelling at you for not cleaning the basement.
Pete was a maybe to come as well.
What, tonight?
Yeah, let me take a look. No, actually, it's hilarious.
Is it actually?
It's a meme Angie made.
Oh my god.
Pete, that would be good.
I'm gonna try to get that that meme on screen.
Good idea.
But yeah, episode 91, Deaths to Spies. There's a week break between episode 90 and 91.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are you guys making of these summaries here? And Death to Spies, which again could be a joke episode because it's the start of a new arc. Could be serious. I don't know.
I think it's still a joke arc, but I do think we're going to get a little tease for what's to come in our expected final arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cal, what do you make of it?
Of just Death to Spies?
Of all these titles.
Oh, okay. I
Looks
don't
good.
I don't want Yuga to come in here in solo, so let's hope that doesn't happen.
Okay.
I don't think Quaidul can lose here. I really don't. I just, like you said, the stakes are high. Stakes are maybe too high for anybody to lose. I think maybe Udius finally emerges as that leader that we're kind of desperately trying to get him to be, I guess, would be the way to put it.
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm actually really excited because I don't think Quaidul is the final villain either after reading these, because I just don't see how he can
Thank you for
lose
the
a battle
dono.
and of this magnitude and then just come back and still be the villain. So I think we have a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Agreed. I'm very excited for how this all is going to hopefully wrap up.
And I do think that we're getting Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 tomorrow, so it's the final
That's your final prediction?
final piece.
Yikes.
Final piece. What do you mean, yikes?
I mean, could you really? And this is an honest question.
How big is this image?
Yeah, this is crazy. Do you feel like this show really could go another
no.
60 episodes?
I do not.
It just feels like it's at the end, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, but remember at the end of season 1, we were like, this could have ended the show.
Well, yeah.
Remember?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So we'll see how it feels at the end of
There's the meme.
this season.
That's a great meme.
It's a-
That's a great meme.
That's a nice arc
That's a good
finale you
meme.
got there.
Credit to Riri Winden for the
Actually, it's
meme.
Ray Winden.
Ray
now.
Winden.
She changed it. It's Ray Winden.
It's a great meme.
Our favorite jazz musician.
Exactly.
We'll keep that down here. Yeah, I mean, listen, Yuga is, and I was very confident. I was very confident the whole time. I was worried at first, like a month and a half ago, when I thought about the possibility, and half of my chat was saying hashtag let Yuga solo. The other half of my chat was saying, oh my God, no, please don't. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't like it. I gave my reasons for it, but I've always said, and I've stayed firm in this belief that Yuga will not get involved. I've always tried to be that calming voice.
Yeah, the problem is no one wants to listen to the calming voice. You never want to listen to the calming
well,
voice.
especially when it's mine.
Well, your voice is, yeah.
They're used to me, being up here with everything.
So when they say, like, oh, he's definitely wrong. He's 100% soloing. Dylan said that? Oh, it's the opposite.
I never believed he would be in this arc. Now, I think he'll be involved next arc, which is fine, because his story doesn't need to end here.
Yeah.
Like, it does. So if he doesn't show up for the rest of the show, like, I'd be like, oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
We need to get, I don't know how much it needs to be. I'd like to see him duel UDS and then leave, but,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was nervous.
A lot of people were.
I was, and
I was more. I think I was in between.
Yeah, I think now we're at the point where he's definitely not getting involved in the duel.
Definitely not.
I just hope that, like, I don't know. I feel like the shocking truth might
Well, that's
be
the
like,
thing. What's the shocking truth?
Like, it could be like, oh, Quaidul had control of Yuga this whole time, and that's how he was setting it up.
Oh my
setting
God,
everything
it's
in
not
play.
the Yuga from Sevens.
Yeah, it's like a spy.
Oh my
And
God, that would be a crazy freaking twist.
It's like a controlled Yuga.
Yeah, it's not
basically.
Yuga from Sevens. I don't know how I'd feel about it. I mean, I
It'd be
think
crazy.
I'd like
But
it.
even if it's not, like, it could be him, but just being controlled by Quaidul.
Well, it could be either like an AI version or the Earth. Maybe Yuga's Earth Damar. Maybe could be that. Right, Otis's Earth Damar is the creator, so we know their Earth Damar can take form in this world.
And maybe he just gave him Yuga's form.
Maybe the Earth Damar is crazy, right? Otis is this creator. Yuki's is Dormammu. Who's to say that someone's Earth Damar can't look and act like a clone of them?
Yeah.
Right? And have all the memories of them. And then that would mean that 7's Yuga is we have an actual. Oh my God, I don't know. I mean, that would be
good.
That would be pretty crazy.
And you know what? If they go that route, I would feel confident that they would do it in a very good way.
I also
I do feel confident.
I also
about
feel like this is since we're on the topic of the Earth Damar, this could be one of my biggest disappointments in the show.
Yeah.
Is if Dormammu doesn't really have any other impact.
I think that's going to be the case.
And
Yeah.
I just feel like the Earth Damar was so important. And then you brought it to life
Yep.
and nothing else.
Well,
This is supposed to be the most powerful weapon in the world.
and it
in the
acted
universe
when you
even.
brought it to life. It acted like happy about death. Remember
Yeah.
when all those characters got carded and
Yep.
that
Yeah, it did have a
freaky-
freaky moment.
I mean, that
Or
was
when
like
she like grew really, really big.
Yep.
And was like stomping through the streets, like
Yeah.
destroying stuff, not caring.
Yeah, I'll say it when I do top 10 disappointments for the show. That one, it won't be crazy high for me, but it could hit like
what
8
if,
to 10
what
range.
if Dormammu becomes the final villain?
Well, that's
People have been
another
saying
thing.
that since Arc 4. Dude. I mean, really, people have been saying, oh, maybe next Arc Dormammu will be since Arc 4.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dormammu's just.
if you keep throwing it out there, it's gonna stick eventually.
Will it? I don't believe Dormammu will really do anything from this point forward.
But like that's where
Dormammu, what if Dormammu is key in getting Yuga back to Yuga's original timeline?
that's fine. Perfect.
Okay,
Good.
okay.
Gives it's the fact that they said like this is what Yugioh wanted. The amount of power that Dormammu could give him
Yep.
was enough to basically take over everything, right?
Yeah.
That was the power that we were described, and it's basically been a child floating around with our group not doing anything.
Not doing anything is the
So
key. yeah.
that's like to me it's like there's a lot there that just isn't isn't doing anything.
Mhm.
And one little thing like that, for example, where maybe Yuga comes in this arc at some point, they defeat whoever it is, and it's like, we do have a way to get you back.
Yeah.
And Dormammu just like, boom, does it however it needs to be done, and that's how he gets back in. And
Yeah.
then Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 starts right at the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's.
I got to go back, man. I'm loving that idea.
That's been my idea for so long about it. I just feel like it makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm also loving the idea of this not actually being our Yuga.
Yeah, well, that too.
I mean, Yuga's mystique, he just walks away from conflicts.
I mean,
he's
yeah.
not getting involved here in a massive duel. And Quaidul didn't go after him.
my only issue.
Quaidul didn't go after him.
My only issue with that is then you have two Yugas that are trash duelists.
Well, he had to play the part.
Well, no, you know it'll be
But
crazy.
how do you know that that's a part?
Do you know what's crazy though? I then have to correct some of my videos.
You would.
Because Yuga would no longer technically be the most losingest character.
You would.
Because the two losses in
Whoa.
Go
So you-
Rush put him
So
over
you
there.
really hope that's not true.
So if it ends up being true, I've slandered Yuga for no reason. Well, not for no reason, but for what ended up being
Falsified
incorrect
information.
Yeah. And Yuga from 7's, I wouldn't call him a trash duelist. He's been a trash duelist in Go Rush because he's dueled twice and he's lost. Well, excuse me, he's dueled 3 times. He hasn't won a single duel. A draw and 2 losses against tricky opponents, but still, I mean, he is a main character, so he should be a tricky opponent for people. He's the weakest duelist of all the protagonists, and
Yeah.
if his Earth Damar, if that's the route that they go, is not a good duelist, or not a consistently winning duelist. I mean, it makes sense.
Didn't he win 2v2?
He did not.
With Yugioh?
Oh yeah.
But that wasn't a
Against the
1v1.
Lug and the Lug?
He didn't.
Yes.
He didn't win that one though.
Now,
But he's part of it.
I didn't say it wasn't part of it.
yeah, I usually just look at 1v1s,
So
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Because like when I think about Yuga's, well, yeah, that's not a loss, but yeah, I mean, I give Go Ayuna credit for that win, even though she
Nice.
You do. You do give.
Well,
Go
she
Ayuna
was
for
the
that one.
starter, so technically
she started it. Yeah, she started it. All right. Anyway, but like I'll be honest, like Death to Spies, man. It could be and that's why like I hate really reading into it because we know it's the start of an arc, and we know that
Oh, that's
episode
why
is
my
usually
reaction was-
comedic.
Yeah.
It was more comedic purpose to the way we reacted. I mean, I seeing the Mystery Girl is a great sign, but is she going to be? If she's the main point in that first episode, that would almost be bad. I'd rather her not show up, and the end of the episode maybe just kind of be like, oh, look, there's Mr. Girl again. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we can also put pieces together, right? Episode 90, the summary, a shocking truth is revealed at the end of the duel, and then the next episode talks about a spy.
Yeah.
That, to me, kind of implies that there has been a spy here that has been within the ranks in Matsuba Town.
Agreed.
Right, that's what it implies. And, like, I know people can say, I wouldn't look too much into it. It's the start of an arc. But this is the final arc, most likely. Yeah. So, like, I think the time for, like, joke arc starting episodes when we maybe only have 11, 12 episodes to go, I think the time is over for those.
I agree.
The time is now.
Yeah, the time is now, man.
The time is
now.
That's exciting, dude. That's really. I'm sorry, but that's really, really freaking exciting.
I think we have a lot of cool theories and
you know what it is?
where we can get to here.
There's too much going on. These next 3 weeks. By the way, there is a week off between episode 90 and 91.
Yes.
So
that's
what is
normal.
There, none New Year's.
There's
New Year's
none.
After
there's none.
The 30th. The 30th. It'd be the 30th.
No, it's like January 3rd, 4th.
No, it'd be the 5th.
No episode on New Year's Eve.
No, it's New Year's.
But for us.
Like right, because we usually do the After Dark to kick the year off.
No, no. Oh, are we gonna do After Dark or
probably?
No?
And that'll be like the 4th or 3rd.
Yeah.
So
I think the 3rd.
So the December 31st Saturday there is no. Well, that's actually a Sunday in Japan. Saturday, December 30th for us. There is no episode of Go Rush. That's very normal. That is not unusual at all. They've been doing that last week of the month or last week of the year since I think the arc 5 days. So totally normal
stuff for their staff. That'd be good.
Well, they'll say that. Well, we only do. We're not yearly. We're not yearly running. That'll be their clap back to it. But yeah, the conditions at MAPPA are
not really good yet.
Well, it's anime everywhere. You know. It's bad. It's bad.
It doesn't. I don't hear about the other ones as much. I only hear about MAPPA.
What studio does My Hero Academia? Is it Bones? Studio Bones, I think it is.
Yeah, Bones.
Yeah, I've never heard about bad conditions with them.
Did you see Fire Force is supposed?
Yeah, the leak.
What's that about?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Judge's got to take a call. There's a leak that Fire Force might get announced at Jump Festa for next year, which I'm wearing the ugly Christmas sweater for it. I mean, Fire Force is a show that just vanished. Like it. Love this ugly Christmas sweatshirt for Fire Force.
Bro.
But like it really isn't ugly, but it's supposed to be ugly. But like Fire Force is a show that just completely vanished. So apparently there's a new studio. Let's just hope that it comes back next year. That'd be really cool. So Jump Fest is always exciting, not just for Yu-Gi-Oh, but for a lot of different shows.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about finding out if there is a new show is I feel like it helps with speculating how, like, you know, obviously how or when this show is going to end, right?
Right.
So if a new show's announced, a lot of people might even that haven't really been tuned in with the show, you know, be like, all right, it's almost over, time to catch up, get excited about this because now there's a new show I want to watch, and if it looks like it's going to be like a 3-parter, they're going to be like, okay, if I want to get back into it, I really do need to watch this show.
Yeah.
Bang, hop back in. It's just exciting. Even if they say there's another year, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun
Right.
time.
Even the only thing that would be, and so this is, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be kind of as transparent as I usually am, which is very. I always get very nervous, and I haven't really thought about it. But I always get very nervous leading up to one of these when a show is about to wrap up, seemingly, assuming Go Rush is 2 years. Because my biggest fear when it comes to this channel and the longevity of me being able to do YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime content is what if this is the end? Now, it's a fear I've had since Arc 5.
Yeah.
And Arc 5 felt it, right? Because you went to Synchro, you went to XZs. Arc 5 almost felt like it was a farewell series because it brought in legacy characters, like it felt, and then we got the Vrains announcement and just a huge exhale of relief. And then as Vrains is airing, we get confirmation we're getting a 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. We got that in the summer prior, so I didn't have to worry about it. And then Go Rush was sprung on us because we thought 7s was going to go 3 years, like that. So I haven't felt this nervousness maybe since that Arc 5 going to Vrains Jump Festa, where we didn't know if we'd get a new Yu-Gi-Oh! And some people thought that it really was going to end with Arc 5. So I'm a little nervous about that. I know it's almost definitely going to continue, even if it's a third year of Go Rush. But I'm nervous about it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's very fair because you don't want to always be thinking, oh, this is going to go forever, so I don't have to worry about it. It comes to a time where you're like, okay, this show should end, relatively soon.
Yeah. Well,
So-
2 years. because
So
Sevens
yeah,
went-
so it's now or never.
Yeah.
And now that it gets close to it, it's like, okay,
What if it's never?
What if it's never? Like,
Yeah.
I can do legacy content of old shows only for so long. There's only so much. I mean, there's a lot, but there's only
There is,
so
but you know
much
what?
that you can,
It's the
it's
watch-alongs, and it's these
Yeah.
podcasts, and it's the summaries and the reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I've done poorly with Go Rush, but I'd like to get back to weekly episode reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I was a lot more consistent with Arc 5 Reigns and even Sevens compared to Go Rush. But like the weekly content that I know
Yeah.
is there, and like I think that is what differentiates me from a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime content creators, because I am one of the few channels that really loves the new shows,
Yeah.
and covers the new shows extensively. Like that's a love passion of mine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of the big Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd say a lot of the big Yu-Gi tubers, card game especially. You'd be hard pressed to find even one that watches Go Rush on a weekly basis. So I think that's what kind of separates my channel. I'm happy there's so many of you guys that enjoy, that weekly coverage that I'm able to bring you. And that goes away, and so it'd be tough because I think that's a big identity point for me in my channel and my
Sure.
content, and that would of course be lost if a weekly Yu-Gi-Oh ended.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think Kenny made a good point. He said easy pivot to GTA. So like the new GTA comes out.
Yes, a very easy pivot from Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s and Go Rush to
To
Grand
GTA.
Theft Auto 6. Yes, that is one of the more seamless transitions I could see me making. That's a great...
No, but all in all, I think, one, if a new show doesn't get announced, that means the show's going longer.
Yes, you'd have to imagine.
And also, if the show doesn't get announced, I would assume that means there's going to be a movie or something else.
Well, that would also be great.
That's
yeah.
like, in my eyes, it's like, if the show's going to keep going, they're going to say like one of two things. Either they're just going to say nothing about the show ending or a new show, and they're just going to say, oh, here's a movie, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Or it's going to be, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, here it is. This is what it's going to be.
They'll just drop the trailer.
Yeah.
And if
Or-
that happens, it's going to be, by the way, at 10 Eastern time tomorrow night during the Go Rush stage.
Yeah, and even if they don't have a new show, like maybe this show does end and they do a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like after the movie, give it a year or whatever, and then another show comes in.
Yeah.
So,
you
I mean-
don't know what they're going to cook
Yeah.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
worst case, we have to do another, what was it? The filler arc.
The
Remember
filler arc.
The filler arc?
Yeah, where we built this table.
Yeah.
We thought we were building a table, and it was just a folding table that we opened. I mean, what a disaster of an arc that was, dude.
But there was some funny times in there for sure. But
Yeah. No, but listen, I always get nervous about it. But listen, even if it's news that shatters me and probably some of you guys, which I'm not expecting, and that won't even be on my mind while the event's going on, I will be with you. This channel will be with you. And that's, of course, in less than an hour. Seeing 0 on that clock is crazy. And I'm more excited about it because
you mean less than a day?
I really didn't know until today if I was going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like right after surgery and after my follow-ups, the doctors, as I said to you, and I was really upset about it, were like, you can't do long streams. You can't. Like, it's very dangerous for the healing of your vocal cords.
Yeah.
And then when I went in today, you like how I scheduled it a day before? Like one last chance to maybe get clearance, and that's what happened.
Waited to the last possible
Waited to the last possible second.
Got away with it.
Yeah, and everything looked
Barely.
great, and they were like, you know what, you're all clear. I mean, thank God for that, man. Very,
Imagine
very
they
lucky.
didn't.
We wouldn't have done it tomorrow.
It would
I-
have just,
I-
it
what
would've
would-
just been
what
me
would
and
I have
Dredge.
done?
Well, it would have been a 2-hour stream that started right before the Go Rush stage at like 9:45, and it would have ended at like 11:45.
Yeah.
Damn.
Instead of what we'll probably do, which is 7:30 to maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Just 2 or 3. Didn't you go like 4 last time?
No, I think 2 or 3 is where.
Oh, okay.
But if there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh show and we're talking about it, who knows?
Yeah, maybe they
I don't even know who's going to be able to roll through because a lot of last minute stuff.
They
so
could drop
it-
images and stuff.
People
and
might
everybody
yeah.
speculating.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting. All right. We got some donations and super chats. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for the lovely support. Mitsuko's Shattered Dreams. Thank you for the $3.33 donation. Still thinking there's a mastermind behind the mastermind situation going on. I agree. Guess we'll be seeing if that's true soon. Also, loved how Big Sis is in her basketball hoop form the whole episode.
Yep.
I didn't even notice that.
Back right
You
corner
didn't see
of the
that? Back
classroom.
right corner of the
No,
classroom.
she was just a basketball hoop?
Yep.
Literally.
That's
It's so
amazing.
funny because like you see most of the characters in there and you're like, all right, they've been around. I recognize everyone, and then you just see the basketball hoop in the back.
That is so funny, dude. That's so funny. Oh my god.
You'll have to look at it after, Dill. You just see it's everybody in their chairs, and it's just like they start panning up like this, and you just see the basketball hoop in like the back right corner with like a large T-shirt on.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so good, dude. Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. Hello, everyone. I enjoyed the episode, but be careful with your voice tomorrow, Dylan. Don't get carried away with the excitement. I'm going to keep it very tempered or teppered, whatever it is.
Tempered.
No,
I
I'm not.
Googled
No,
it.
I'm not.
No,
We
he
got less
never
than
was.
24 hours until the Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 anime trailer is upon us. We've got less than 24 hours until a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie could be announced. We've got less than 24 hours until a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game might be announced. Ladies and gentlemen,
my
tomorrow could very well change the history of this beloved franchise, and I am here for it. And I'm going to try to keep my cool. I'm going to try not to get crazy, but when Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 comes, and it will come, we are going nuts. Thank you for the donation, Lorena.
Dill, you sounded a little like the Joker in that. And you know, when everybody gets out there,
Oh, no.
and you know, in less than 24 hours, they're gonna come out here, and it's gonna change the course of history forever.
And let me say this as well. I can confirm I went right after to the sub place that we get our subs from, the beautiful Italian deli.
sub
The
place?
That Man
Lord.
subs,
Oh, that man.
not that Florin, but the That Man sub will be present.
Hey, did you have your printer working?
I will be printing out a picture
say
of
we need-
Judai
where's the printer?
and a big red X. Right, it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
pain me to do that because I love him. A big red X, and Yuma. Right, Yuma gets the green check mark.
Yuma gets the check mark.
So That Man sub will be there. That Man, thank you for your insane generosity throughout the year. You rock.
If you can't put the X on, as someone who doesn't know, I can put.
I
the
might
X
have to
on.
let you put the X
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Now, if it was Playmaker, I'd save it. You know, I'd mail it to JC and see if he could take care of it. But you know, it's not.
You're something. You know that?
man,
Oh,
I
dude.
can't wait to see that guy.
Oh god. We'll see if he pulls through. Natalie's Relief. Thank you. He's right up the road, so there's a good chance.
He RSVP'd, so I don't.
Well,
even
yeah.
care. Stream or not, he was coming
I know
over.
he was gonna come. No stream. Natalie's Relief. Thank you for the $2 donation. Hey Dylan, I finally did it. I got through all my exams and courses.
Let's go.
I came, I saw, and
Congrats.
conquered. You came, you saw, you conquered. I did it in all, and things are finally amazing. Can't wait till Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 and Duel Links movie, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Duel Links movie, man. Freaking go. That's one dude where if the Duel Links movie, if they actually show, let me just be honest.
I'll have to play the whole game.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm trying to stay calm here. If they show a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 trailer, and we get a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 coming, and then they show a movie trailer, and it's a Duel Links movie, Dredge, I'm not even kidding. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're gonna go crazy.
I might actually have to, go outside to cool off.
That's how hot you're gonna be.
I might jump off the back porch.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I might. I
No,
might.
you wouldn't.
Because I'm thinking
No,
about it.
you wouldn't. Put the microphone down, Joker, and calm down.
Listen, I would now. That's not going to happen. But I would lose my mind.
I believe
Things will get
you'd lose your
crazy.
mind.
Oh wow! I'm just thinking about it, dude.
I get closer and get the back one.
The story never ended. The story is just beginning. Ta, 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 ta. I think that's Star Wars. That is not Yu-Gi-Oh! I was trying to do
I
passionate.
don't know what that was.
It was something.
No way. Dun 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 Duel Links movie Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Let's get it, baby. Woo! Oh my
I just want you all to know this is what I deal with every second I'm in this home.
I mean, this is This
sounds like the Hunchback of Notre Dame
keep
music.
doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
It's the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yugimoto, Yusaku Fujiki, Judai, Yami Marek, voiced by Jonathan Ross, confirmed by me. Pegasus, Odo Yuga, Zaizen Aoi, Yuma Suka.
Stop. Just stop. Stop. I can't.
Jean-Michel Roger.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
A lot of fun? It's gonna be
local.
It's gonna be something.
Again, we are live at 7:30 with. Oh, Natalie, thank you for inspiring me. But I'm so happy to hear things are going well for you. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Holy shit. The Shiny Hunter, thank you for the $8.88 donation. Thankfully, I got a good signal from Blueberry Academy to hear the podcast. Episode 88 was good. I wouldn't be against getting Quaidul's deck, and the Prime Tribute Summon was interesting for strats. Now I must return to my Shiny hunting. I think that's Crystal Colden.
Yes,
so thank you so much, Crystal. Good luck
you.
with your shiny hunting. Gamesy Jake, thank you for the $2 donation. Do you think Quaidul Velgear is Bridges' take on Yubel's story from GX? Isn't it so funny that Jake said that? Because I said the exact same thing, and I'm in full agreement with you, Jake. I think it is. I mean, there's definitely the parallels of fusing galaxies. Yubel wanted to, of course, fuse the 12 dimensions. I definitely think there are parallels there. So whether it's intentional or not, definitely parallels, which is really, really cool. Oh, this is a cool one. The Mystery Girl. Thank you for the $2 donation. Wow, Dylan seems to talk about me a lot. I am an enigma to you all. Will I show up or not? I don't know, Dylan. My name is Redacted. My name is what? My name is what? My name is
It
what?
was Slim Shady.
Mr. Reeg. Okay. Judge is like, I can't make it tomorrow, man.
I keep thinking about it in my head, and I'm just like, I have to be with them now, and then all tomorrow night too. And my head is just like, I'm gonna need so many Advil for this headache I'm gonna have. It's gonna be crazy.
Which is funny because I'm feeling right now so much euphoria. I'm feeling the exact
I
opposite.
see in your face. You're turning red from excitement. It's in your friggin' cheeks. All the blood's rushing to your head. It's just
Jump Fest. It's like a second Christmas for me, man. I can't wait.
It's the early Christmas.
It is an early Christmas. Crystal Colden, thank you for the $2 donation. Udius, a leader. But what have I been binge watching saying you need goggles to be the leader? Must be what I've been reading with fan fictions. I don't know if goggles, maybe glasses, Crystal Colden meant, right? The classic glasses and anime leader look.
yeah.
We've seen a lot of great characters with glasses. Akiba Reiji, Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen. We've seen a lot of great characters. Uemu, yeah. So, Judge, you agree with that? The glasses can really make a character?
I'm not agreeing with anything you're saying the rest of the night, no matter what you say. I'm just not going to agree. It's just funny because Pete messaged me in the chat saying, keep him under control, and I literally go, there's no shot.
It's
there's not even a little bit.
50-50, and then I think he remembered that Jump Fest is tomorrow, and then when he got the text that we were clear to do like a pretty long stream, I think he was like, yeah, I'm not coming tonight. This guy's going to be unbearable. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. No way. And honestly, I respect that decision.
You know, Dill, I think it's like the air on that side of the table because we're hyped.
We're
up and we're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You see these
It's
moves?
not even
You see these
tomorrow.
moves?
You're instigating. That's not helpful.
That's how hyped I am, man.
You're instigating.
That's how hyped I am.
You know how hyped
Lorena, I mean, I'm almost out of breath. Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. The final arc could lead to a tag duel against Otis and the Creator, Otis's Earth Damar. That would help wrap up Sevens and Go Rush before Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Even though I kind of have been clowning on the idea of Yuga soloing lately, I'm in favor of that. I think that would work. That's one of the only duel scenarios that I am in favor of with Yuga getting involved in a potential final battle. If it's UDS, Quaidul, Otis, or Otis and the Creator versus UDS and Quaidul, that's even better. I mean, versus UDS Otis and the
Yugioh.
creator
Yugioh
versus
and Yugioh.
I
Yugioh
need
and
to take
Yugioh.
some
Slow
breath.
down,
Yep.
bro.
Yep.
Yugioh and Yugioh versus Otis and the creator. Good breath.
Is he alive?
Deep breath.
I'm meditating. I'm
Is
meditating.
that what you're doing?
It's tough because I meditate, I calm down, and then I look at the clock. I look at the. Let's go, baby. The creator, thank you for the $2 donation. Please ignore my spy. I mean the mystery girl. Yeah, I mean death to spies. I don't know though, man. Yuga's been mysteriously gone for a very long time. Quaidul did not go after Yuga. I don't know, dude. I'm liking that
that's a
idea.
good one,
I'm
right?
liking it.
That's a good one.
Not,
That this
bad.
is maybe
That one's
not
bad.
Seven's Yuga.
We should make a video on it.
It's not enough time.
Yeah, there is.
No, because I'm swamped.
No, I'll make it.
Oh, okay.
No,
If you make it, I'll edit it.
No, we're not doing that.
Lorena, thank you for the Thank you for the $2 donation, Lorena. I still pay attention to Yugioh whenever he does anything, but Udius made more of an effort to reach Yugioh. Udius doesn't seem interested in Quaidul or what's going on with him, so I hope to see this change. I fully agree. Like, I fully agree. That's kind of a point that I made earlier. Like, you got that connection with Zion and Quaidul having a conversation, but Udius hasn't made any attempt to talk to him about what's going on. You know, what are the Transamu monsters? What's your, like, real, I don't know. I want to see that because the connection's there. It's heavily implied. We just have to see it.
It almost feels like, in a weird way, it feels like Yugioh kind of knows what's going on. And he's just trying to get Udius to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, Udius, you have to be a leader now. Like, you need to do this. Like, you need to make this decision. Like, and Udius, like, he had to help get Udius to even realize that he was still under this spell, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it almost feels like Yugioh kind of already knows what's going on, and he's just trying to get Udius to realize it on his own rather than pushing him towards it. I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't think he knows exactly what's happening right now, but it gives me that kind of that vibe that he's like, I've seen this before. I know what's happening. Let's see if Udius can figure it out.
Yeah, that's fair. People, by the way, very high on the episode. 51% great, 38% good, only 8% decent, only 1% thought it was a poor episode.
Yeah,
So
I think I voted
91% great,
Wow.
good. Yeah,
Wow.
Makes sense.
yeah. I mean, it ended really strong, and the duel was really good. I'd probably give it low tier great. I think I really
I had it
liked
as high tier good.
Yeah,
but
high tier good, low tier great. Yeah,
because it's kind of a setup for the rest.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, like, as a setup, it's a great episode.
yeah. Very fair.
Standalone, I'd say good, high end, good. I think that kind of makes sense.
You want to read a super chat? I'll get the next poll up.
Yeah. We got $5 Canadian from Dylan Peddle.
Thank you, Dylan.
And Dylan said, do you think final arc will be Quaidul, Otis Erstamar, the mystery girl, or a fifth character as the villain? I'll say this.
Out of those, I have to pick, right?
Well, it's those four or a fifth, like a different option.
That's boring.
I think it's going to be one of Otis or his Earthdamar because there's nothing to me that says that Otis has ever not been his Earthdamar that since we've known him.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been just the Earthdamar back then and taking the shape of Otis. So I think it could be one of the two. I think the mysterious girl is going to be a stepping stone to our final boss. That's what I think.
I want it to be the mystery girl deep down, but it won't be.
No, I think.
I'd love that.
Imagine all this time and she shows up and like she was making Quaidul, like it was a big. Oh my god!
And in this notebook, I have a lot of names of people
They're
that clowned on me for that theory.
Each one that doesn't apologize is getting timed out for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Immediately. You can come back after a day of thinking about what you did if you don't apologize.
We might have to enforce that.
100%. I'm not kidding. I have the power. I will do it. I'm not worried.
Law, and you know who you are.
I
all I'm
just
gonna
think
say.
I don't think they would have
I'm
her become the final villain.
No.
To me, it doesn't make sense.
No, she won't.
But her being that stepping stone to the final villain makes so much sense.
My prediction with Dylan's options is the creator, Otis's Earthdamar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. But I think like the Otis and his Earthdamar thing, like they could still kind of be one and the same or treated as one and the same.
Yep.
So I think that it's that bucket there.
Yeah.
The bucket.
What about you, Dredge?
I said I want Mystery Girl. Do I realistically? No. It's probably Otis Earth tomorrow, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah, exciting. Pink Penguin, thank you for the $2 donation.
Thanks,
Hey
Pink.
all, I just caught up on Go Rush. Arc has been a bit underwhelming, but I did like Zion versus Yuhi, Yuumu getting a big moment last episode, and Udius versus Quaiduel. Do want to see how this arc ends, but more excited to see how they end this show. I'm kind of, I think I have equal excitement, Pink, for how this arc ends because of the big secret that's going to be revealed at 90 and how they end this show. I think I'm probably equal there.
Yeah.
I'm in full agreement with you. This arc has been a little bit underwhelming. I think it's been the weakest arc of the second season so far. Probably the second or third weakest of the show, depending on how it ends. Because this duel, I think, has the potential to be really, really good. I think 88's good. I think 89, 90 are just going to go up from here. What's that big secret? Do we get more connection between Udius and Quaiduel? I think we have to. How does the duel quality, with all of our characters? You notice that the characters' cards who were involved in this episode are all very much side characters. They're saving Yuhi's monster, Yuumu's monster, Yugioh, Phaser. They're saving the big boys for the end of this duel. And so how do those characters interact with Udius as well will be very cool to watch. Yeah.
I have a weird thought that came up to my head, and I wanted to see what you guys would think. What if Yugioh ended up being the final villain?
How would you do that?
Like, he gets revealed as setting this all in motion because he needed these certain things to play out in order for him to do what he needs to do. He still has Dormammu with him.
So Zuijou's the spy.
Oh, Jesus.
In that hypothetical.
Dormammu's the spy. Zuijou's the spy. Doesn't really matter. It brings them both in, and that's still from the beginning where we were thinking Yugioh needed the Earth Damar to take over the universe. It's right there in front of him.
It's a route they could go. I'd be stunned if they went that route.
I'm only asking how you would feel about it because it just popped in my head. Like, since we really don't know, what about that? Like, what about someone who was a villain?
I think I'd like it.
Yeah?
I think I'd like it.
Would it be difficult to pull off?
I think
Extremely.
I think
That's
it'd be
the biggest
very
issue.
difficult. And, would it be convincing? I don't know. I don't hate the idea. Because I think it would make Yugioh probably it could make him, if executed properly, one of the best characters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! If he was actually the mastermind.
And
It
able
would.
to do all of this, gain everybody's trust, and only in the end to be like, well, now that I have you all with me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it actually could be really, really good. I think when he was the threat in that first season,
Because the way he captivates
it was
the
good.
audience,
I don't know if I'd feel differently about that first season ending, which I thought ended really, really strongly with Yugioh, coming all the way that he did, and Udius and Yugioh kind of finishing things off really well. I might look at that differently,
and like
but
the weird bond that Yuhi and Yugioh have.
yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough to pull off.
But-
I don't hate the idea, but
but
it'd be very tough to pull off.
I guess my counterpoint to the bond that Yuhi and Yugioh have would be the Earth Damar is Yuhi's,
Yeah, and he wanted to get close with Yuhi.
right?
Yeah.
It's a weird, probably not going to happen thing, but it just popped into my head, and I'm like, I
But-
wonder how you guys would feel if that happened.
I mean, a shocking truth gets revealed at the end of 90, and then 91 talks about spies in the title. And
Look, I
like,
painted a picture. It might not be the right one.
no,
but it makes sense.
I painted the picture with Yuga earlier. Like, I think there is going to be a crazy character twist with somebody, and I think it's got to be. I don't think it will be Yugioh, but it's an interesting hypothetical.
right?
Yeah, it's
I
interesting.
don't know, it
It's
popped into
interesting.
my head, and I was like,
I think executed properly, it could really work. But
it'd be very tough. I think.
it'd be a ballsy move this late in the show. Be a really ballsy move.
Well, you don't have to introduce a new character. You can get right into
yeah,
it
you,
for 13
you can't
episodes.
do that. I don't think you can introduce a new character and then have them be the manipulator of everything.
But that's why
Because
I'm
we saw that
saying-
with Quaiduel in the mid 70s,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't work.
But that's why I'm saying, as someone who needs no introduction,
Yeah.
and you can get right into, oh my God, this is happening. We need to stop it.
I think I'd prefer the route of this Yuga actually not being our Yuga.
Yeah. Well, I think after saying it, we're starting to talk ourselves into thinking that could really be it.
Yeah.
At least in my head, I am.
Oh, I'd lose it, dude,
Yeah.
if that was the case. Rovian Space Poem Fan 420, thank you for the $2 donation. The world I see is correct. That kind of 5 lock 789. The world I believe. Eyes wide open. Wake up. Appreciate our Queen Rovian, for without her space poems, all would be lost. Even Yuna the simp came crawling back to her. Hashtag Rovian Empire.
That's funny. The Rovian bandits.
I can't entertain that donation.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
You don't like her space poem?
I couldn't make sense of it. So very on cue for
So,
her.
I wasn't even listening. I got so bored with the third word. I was like, what happened? I was like, I'm still. That was a Rovian space poem? That makes sense. That's why I couldn't keep up with it. Apparently.
Yuna understands them.
Yikes.
So.
Nick T would start saying dog and jaw.
Log, baby.
Brian Ford, thank you for the $2 donation. You guys probably don't know this, but the Prime monsters really remind me of reversed units from Cardfight Vanguard 3rd season, which are warped versions of characters' ace units. They even have the rings reversed, like the reversed units. Oh, that's cool. Maybe some inspo there.
Okay.
I don't know Cardfight Vanguard too well.
I don't either.
Never really.
I know
felt
Aichi,
like
the
need to
blue-haired
watch it.
character, but that's all I know.
The blue hair character? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like blue hair.
Yeah. That's cool, Brian. I mean, definitely could have taken inspiration from another pretty. You take Yu-Gi-Oh out. What's the most popular card game anime? Probably Card Fight, right?
Are there any others?
There, you got like Shadowverse, I guess, the Yu-Gi-Oh
How long
killer.
did Shadowverse last?
I don't know, but it was supposed to kill Yu-Gi-Oh. So
I think it killed all the bad things about Yu-Gi-Oh by taking it with them when they went down. Jeez, Yu-Gi-Oh's still going strong. Crazy.
That's too good. Yeah, so, I mean, definitely possible there. I like that comparison. Brian, thank you for another $2 donation. Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh won't be Quai-Duel, which is very disappointing. Hold on, let me put this up for you. There you go. Lost my place. But this whole 40 versus Quai-Duel duel is good so far, so I forgive the show. Thank
Fair.
God. Now, Dylan, I normally don't feed your delusions, but the 91 title is promising.
Yep.
For your mystery
Yep.
girl theory. This is the last chance. Would you agree this is the last chance for the theory?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a real chance, dude. I think there's
Real
a
chance.
great chance.
Great. For great.
Great. And you want to talk about Yuga? Yuga's a great guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
duelist.
I mean, by
Oh,
the way,
jeez.
could you imagine if this was actually a fake Yuga? That means Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 would be a trilogy.
Yeah. Oh. Honestly, Dylan, if there is a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 announced, I'd be more shocked if it wasn't.
If it's Russian, not a trilogy, I'd be stunned.
Yeah. I would.
Completing the
I agree.
trilogy, I'd be very stunned.
I still think we're starting at the first the last
Thank
episode.
you
of Sevens
for the
Oh, I know.
dono.
I
I don't know if I'd like that.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I'd like that.
But it's not our Yuga, so it'd be crazy.
The Yuga that gets sent back is the wrong Yuga. I mean, there's so many really cool ways they could do it. I don't know. I think it's possible. Like, I
That's
really
why
do.
his eyes are green, bro.
Lorena, whenever people start analyzing eyes, that's when you lose me. I'll go like people like Mitsuko's eyes. She's a Valkyrian. She's got the symbol. I'm like, we got to, or the mystery girl's eyes. I'm like, we got to stop
Well, no, it's
analyzing
the,
eyes.
It's the green eyes is when their eyes change to green to
when
show
they're
that
possessed.
they're under
Right,
control.
when
Yeah,
there's an
yeah.
emphasis on it, that's fine. Yeah.
Green eyes.
Realize.
Realize.
Yeah.
Next.
Absolutely.
Continue.
Look, Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. The next arc needs to hit hard because it's the final arc. Maybe there's
yeah.
one more joke episode, but it's no longer time to hold back. It's time to answer questions that have not been answered, and this final arc must stop with the filler. Yeah, you don't want filler in the final arc. I'm in agree. Was there a bug?
What?
Oh, Judge was looking at the ground. You scared me, dude. I thought there was a bug because you did a double take. So he did this. I think, and then I saw that black speck of fuzz, and I thought it was like a huge cricket behind me. You freaked me out, man. You did. All right.
Continue.
Okay. All right. Let me get rid of Yuga here.
I love this guy.
Seen enough of that. Yeah, I agree. Let's get into it here. Let's get into this final arc. Lorena also donated another $2 donation. I know the franchise has to end eventually, but I don't think we have to worry just yet. I believe Studio Bridge would only place a 9 in the episode if it was confirmation of more to come. That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't learn anything about the 9, regardless
just the
of what
galaxies.
the in-universe meaning of the 9 is/was. Lorena, I think that's a really good point. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I get nervous about it just because, like, it's hard for me to envision what my life would be like if the Yu-Gi-Oh animes did not exist or if they ended, and that's very, frightening for me to think about. But if I remove the emotional worry, I know logically there's a 95% chance the show keeps going.
I think there's a 99% chance.
Sure. Yeah. I'd never say 100.
Even with with how the studio couldn't basically handle doing the show anymore with Brains, right?
Yeah.
They were able to get I assume pretty easily get a new studio to come in and do it now that they've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's even if somehow this studio is oh no, we can't do it, this and that, just the Yu-Gi-Oh product I feel like is too big to not at least attempt to continue the anime.
I think there's a lot of anime studios that would love to do Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially maybe a smaller one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, smaller, bigger one doesn't matter.
Limestone, thank you for the $2 donation. I'll let Dredger answer this. Are people going to get drunk tomorrow?
Are people going
I know one person.
Well, Nick T will be here.
drunk? I was gonna say so if someone's not driving, it's possible, but honestly, this group of friends doesn't drink a lot, so other than Nick T is your most likely to get drunk. Out of everyone coming that I could possibly
I'd
think
say
of,
it's a
Nick T
guarantee.
is by far the most likely. Cal's up second because he's going to dinner, so he might have some fun at dinner.
I might come back with a little wine buzz.
Yeah, you might be vibing. I'm not drinking at all. Well, actually, it's a lie. I'm drinking early in the day, so by the time Jump Fest starts, I will not be drunk at all. I don't think anyone else is drinking. There's somebody that might drink, but it's not that kind of party. It's more of a celebration of Yu-Gi-Oh and alcohol.
Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh 9 and a movie gets announced, you might see me, on the floor.
If you start drinking, I'll know something ridiculous has happened.
You might see me passed out in the bathroom.
Yeah, if you want to know after having a sip of beer, that's what it would be. It wouldn't be a real drink. The guy would take a sip of beer and be like,
what did we used to call Nick T back in high school?
No. Next dono, please, and thank you.
Woo! Andrew hopped in the chat and said, Nick T and I are blackout boys.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Nick T's brother will not be present tomorrow for sure.
No.
I'm drunk right now.
Lorena, thank you for the $2. Shout out to Andrew. Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. With how the fourth arc ended, I don't think it's a good idea for Yugioh to be a twist final villain. It cheapens Udius's duel against him in the fourth arc, and I don't like that. That was the point that I made, my concern with that idea. The execution of reaching Yugioh like that was done really well. Let's not ruin it.
I agree.
But you're just saying it as hypothetical. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Not that you think it'll happen.
But I think there's a way it can be done well. But again, it would lessen the significance of some of the other.
100%.
Agreed. All right. We got $10 donation from Cayenne Ray 29.
Thank you, Cayenne.
No message.
Okay,
hey,
well, Cayenne, thank you.
I love your pepper.
Yeah, Cayenne Pepper. Cayenne, thank you for the super. I hope you are getting pumped for J Festa tomorrow night. Can't wait.
You call it J Festa?
J Festa, bro. J Fest, bro.
We got $5 Canadian from Dylan Peddle.
J Fest 24, bro. Dylan, thank you for
Thanks,
the
Dylan.
super chat.
He's not even listening.
What if we get a Diane Keto mini-series announced based on Manya's shows?
Well, listen, I made a video. It was not really a serious video, but it was going over new Diane Keto monsters. And in the video, I said she should get her own anime. She becomes an old elderly woman at the end. She was a badass police officer. I think there's a lot there that you could work with. It's an anime. Let me just say this. It's an anime Nick T would watch. I mean, come on. Let's not kid ourselves, right? I mean,
I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah, so, do with that as you will. But I like the idea, and I like the callback to an old video of mine, even if it wasn't intentional. Dylan, thank you.
We got $10 from Shark Messiah 101.
The Messiah. Thank you, Shark.
Next Shark.
I think Prime is Quaidule's true power, while Darkness is something that he got from the creator / Otis, considering Otis used Darkness-based cards in his final true deck against Yuga.
Very true. He's not using those Darkness cards. He's using a Prime version of them. That would imply that, maybe it's power that he got from the creator as theorized there by Shark. And Shark, thank you for the very generous super chat. Or it could be that maybe there is someone else that's also inflicting these cards that's above Quaidul that we as the viewer are not fully aware of. And that would imply Otis or the creator because of the darkness theme that we saw in the final duel when Otis's true deck got revealed. Yeah, it's a really good point.
I like that.
I like that too. That's really good.
We got $10 more from Shark Messiah.
Shark, thank you for another big super chat. Thank you, Shark. Appreciate you.
And Shark said, crazy theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
We haven't seen Monster Reborn at all in this series yet. What if the final villain of the series is Yugioh? He uses Monster Reborn to take Quaiduel out MR, being what turns SRM Flame's darkness.
You know, it's so funny because I said, what if like the final threat is in some weird twist like Yugioh and Yugioh goes evil or something like that?
Well, now the not being our Yu-Gi would fit here.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, 100%. And like it also makes sense because if Otis, we don't know where Otis went, but his Earth Damar's in this world. Maybe we don't know where Yugioh went either, but Yugioh's Earth Damar is taking the form of Yugioh.
Damn.
I don't know. I think
spicy.
it's starting to like make sense the more that I think about it, dude. I like that a lot. But Shark,
Again, spicy.
yeah, this is going to be a fun potentially last 12, 13 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Shark, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Shark. We got $2 from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate
And
you.
Crystal said, a TF2 quote, he could be any one of us.
The spy, right?
Yeah.
It could be anyone. And, you know, I think the mystery girl theory, this is the last chance for her. I think having a spy like her would make sense. I think it could, you know, Sirocco, the co-girls we haven't really seen. We know Sirocco was there in episode 19 or whatever it was when Go Ayuna dueled dueled UDS for the first time. Too many U's. Who's the spy going to be? I don't know. My money's on the mystery girl or Yugioh. Those are honestly, that's where my mind is right now.
I think Hayami might be in the mix.
Next Dono.
Okay.
I can't believe you said that.
If he's saying next one, it was really bad.
That's correct. I can't believe you said
that's
that.
loco.
Don't bring that back.
Tyler DeBoer has been a member for 3 months at Rayo.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you, my
And
man.
Tyler said the spy was Dylan all along.
It was Dylan all along. It was Agatha. So it was Mr. No, I'm trying to think of the right
That
syllables.
explains his Yugioh slander and constant uplifting of Otis. We're on to you, Dill.
Well, I was gonna say I don't slander Yugioh, but I made that washed joke earlier,
you did.
so it's hard. That was good, right?
Those dishes are washed.
Everyone smiled. She knew they were washed. Oh man.
We like to have fun out here, you know?
I mean, you gotta have some fun. I like Yugioh. I'm not gonna comment on the allegations at this time.
Good. Probably a smart move.
Yeah.
We got $5 from Image Breaker.
Thank you, Image Breaker.
Would you guys like it if they announce a Yu-Gi-Oh anime remake that is faithful to the original manga and R? Can't wait to join you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, and thank you. We're very, very much looking forward to being with you, being with all of you guys tomorrow night. It's going to be very, very exciting. Thank you for the super Image Breaker. I'll be honest with you. I think I'd like it, but I'd also feel weird about it because Takahashi, well, I think if it was a true remake of the original manga with no changes, I think I'd be okay with it. Because there's a difference between a remake and a reboot, right? A reboot implies different storylines with different cards. My concern with something like that is how do you sell new product in the show?
No.
You can't.
You don't.
You can't.
Nope.
Unless you change the cards. And the problem with that is then you're changing the source material and you're using the original crew really for clout, right? Because you know it'll sell. And I feel like that kind of rubs me the wrong way with Takahashi passing away and no longer being with us, because I feel like just based on what we know about Takahashi, that's not something he would want.
I'm with you.
That would be, so I'd have like a moral issue with it, honestly, as weird as that might sound.
I wouldn't want a remake. That just
Well, so a remake I think I'd be okay with. I just don't think it's possible because they wouldn't be able to sell cards. A reboot where they change it, I would.
I actually would not.
Okay,
want a
yeah.
remake. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I think
Thank
you
you
can
for
remake
the
movies.
dono.
Right, you can do that.
Video games.
Remaking like let's think of this for a hot second. Like all shows you've ever watched, have they ever remade and redid the exact same show again? Ever?
No, because like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, they changed.
They changed. Yeah, Full Metal. That's one case where you could say it is similar, right? It's similar, but there's no other show that's done it.
Yeah.
I think the original is the original for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like that's I wouldn't want to type in Yu-Gi-Oh DM and have two separate shows come up. I wouldn't. I want to remember it with those voice actors, with the sub, the dub. I want to remember what they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're putting,
It would feel like a cash grab in many ways.
Yes, because obviously people want DM, right? And I'm a fan of DM. Is my second favorite show. I'll admit that right here, right now, no problem.
Yeah.
Easy to say. Even with it being my second show and the show I grew up with, that's not what I want, right? It was done as great in my eyes as it could have been, right? I don't need it to be redone again. I just don't. That's just my opinion, though. Again, and also I wouldn't want to reboot it either because I wouldn't want it to change, right? I love what the story did.
Well, a reboot, I would have the remake. I think I'd be okay with. The reboot, I'd have a much bigger problem with.
And a moral issue.
Yeah, because that feels like
of course.
You were,
but we
that
saw,
feels like the moment he passed, the wheels went in motion, and they were like, "Oh, now we can use this story."
But we saw they didn't say anything,
No.
so there clearly they weren't a fan of each other at the end, right? Clearly,
I mean,
right? For them to not say anything about
it was weird.
He's the
at
reason,
Jump Festa. For those that don't know what Dredge is referring to, last year at Jump Festa, there was no mention of Takahashi's passing,
and he's the reason they have this show.
Yeah,
and you don't say anything.
On the card game.
No matter how you feel about at that point, you say something.
It was a weird decision that I was not. A big
Weird's
fan
not
of.
even the right. It doesn't even begin to cover.
Yeah, it was a
poor decision.
It was a poor decision.
Very poor
No,
decision.
I'd agree with that.
Hey,
yeah. Great question, and thank you for the super. And whatever comes tomorrow, we'll be with you.
I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead here.
Okay.
In my list. We got a $50 Canadian donation from Dylan Peddle.
Dylan, best name ever. Thank you, Dylan.
Dylan said, "Almost time for Yu-Gi-Oh 9.
Almost time.
If it's a sequel to Sevens, I would love to see how characters like Roa, Nail, Asana, and the Itachis and the Goa siblings are doing after the 2-year time skip. Also, which female character do you like more, Roman or Yuumu?" I'm going to go ahead and answer this one for you, Roman.
For yourself.
Yes, for myself, Roman. And I think that's what's going to happen. Like that, my personal belief is that we are going to start back with the older version of the characters in Sevens with Yu-Gi-Oh 9.
First of all, Dylan, thank you for the insanely generous super chat. I'm feeling so fortunate today that I will be able to be with you guys tomorrow night on stream. Very, very exciting. Dylan, thank you. That again, insane super chat. Thank you so much, Dylan. Roman for me.
Roman for me.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty close.
Oh, it's not like a blowout.
Yeah, it's pretty
close.
close.
It's not close for me.
That's fair.
I think Yumu's been such a sideline character for so long now.
No, it's fair.
And I don't have a hatred. I still think she's one of the better characters, and I think she started the show so extremely well.
Yep.
But in a lot of crucial moments, she's just there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
and
fair.
I know she's not the pro tag, and it's not her spot, but like with her and Yuhi, I felt like at least I expected them to kind of both be as important as the other.
Right,
kind of on a similar trajectory.
Yeah.
And Yuhi's had this incredible development. He's become like 1B to Udius is 1A in certain scenarios.
Yeah.
And Yumu's just kind of there on the sidelines. She doesn't even say the smart comments anymore.
No.
Like Yuhi will say something that normally I feel like in the beginning of the show Yumu would say. So that's why I put Roman up higher, because I think just her character in general I really liked.
She had a good moment in '87, Yuumu, with the hypnosis call.
Yes,
but yeah.
Thank you for the dono.
Neither of them are top 2 girls for me in Bridge Yu-Gi-Oh! Funny enough.
Well,
they're probably both top 5, but neither of them are top 2.
Goha Yuna.
Goha Yuna. And Asana is probably 1 and 2.
And then Ron.
Now, Dylan, thank you for the super chat.
Hey,
just wait till tomorrow.
Hey, to be fair though,
I'm trying to get out of here. Hey, we're just going so slow.
To be fair though, she's close.
For you, yeah.
For all of us. We got $5 from Gamesy Jake.
Jake, thank you for the super chat.
Jake said, check your phone for a funny meme, Dill. I label it Yugioh loses his protagonism.
All right.
Also, can I get a picture of Yuichi with a question mark somewhere on camera?
Yes, let me.
I don't know if we have a picture of Yuichi.
Yeah, let me see the meme.
I don't know who Yuichi is.
That is actually a good meme.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Now that's of course if
if Yugioh goes
if Yugioh stole the spot or steals the spotlight of the arc.
Both.
Yeah, that is where do you get that drawing of Yugioh? That's a good drawing of Yugioh.
It is.
It's definitely fan art though, so I don't want to put it on screen just in case. We don't have the permission of the fan artist. But Jake, that is a funny meme. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you.
We got a $5.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
Pick the Rick.
Pick Rick says, less than 1 day away from Jump Festa. Feels like yesterday we were 200 days away. By the way, does the timer make a sound when it runs out?
I don't think so.
We don't believe so.
So the timer probably won't make a sound, but we will.
Oh yeah.
But we will.
We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Pick Rick, thank you. Ice Aiden, thank you. I'm getting another one.
Hello, Yugi Bros. This was a good episode. I can't wait to see the conclusion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed on both points. I think the conclusion is what we're all waiting to see, the conclusion of the arc, the conclusion of the show, and where we're going to go from here. And I think this was a perfect table setter to kind of to start the end of this arc.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Gravity Hero donated $5.
Thank you, Grav.
And Gravity said, Aki should have had a duel and won against Divine. Also, do you think that Divine should have been the final boss of 5Ds?
Not the final boss, but Divine absolutely should have had an arc.
Divine should have had
100%. And the controversy with Carly's voice actress, I think, was a big issue that he was totally written out of the show. Even after he was swallowed, I think there was going to be an arc. Think about all the characters, right? Jack getting Starlight, Red Dragon, Archfiend in 5D's post-Dark Signers. Yusei and Kiryu in Crash Town. Crow even had his moments with the clock guy. Aki got her D-Wheel license, but there was supposed to be more for her.
Yeah,
I think you could have actually brought Carly and Misty back as well for a short 4 or 5 episode arc. Sure. And I think it would have been a really, really entertaining arc, seeing those 3 girls that were caused so much pain by Divine and the Arcadia movement, right? Divine killed Carly, killed Misty's younger brother, and then manipulated Aki for all those years. I think, and then even Leo and Luna could have gotten involved. And I think the 5 of them going up against like Divine or like his HQ and just destroying, they gave 4 or 5 episodes for Crash Town. I think you could have done the same with Divine. I think that would have been perfect for the middle of 5Ds, but not the final boss. I think Zone was good for that. But thank you. Great question. Great question.
We got $10 from Shark Messiah 101.
Thank you, Shark.
Shark said, Yuga is probably working with Kwai Duel. He did give Udius his Galaxy Rush duel cards. He probably met him early on his adventures and make a deal with the darkness, just like the book said.
We're referencing the Seven's Road book for this theory. I just got chills, man. No, I really did. Look at the hairs on the back. You see them?
No. They're sticking up.
No, they really are, because the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to be convinced that Yuga is actually not on our side. Well, I mean, what do you think of it, honestly? You think it's crazy?
It's not impossible. I mean, again, if it's not our Yuga, I definitely believe it.
I think the percentage.
That's what it all does. If it's our Yuga and he's on our side, that would confuse me. You have
too.
to do a great job of explaining that.
If it's a non-manipulated Yuga or not a different Yuga, I don't think there's a way to explain it.
Yeah, probably not.
So like if you could say this is Yuga under the control of the creator and he's been the spy the whole time, blah blah blah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you just say regular old Yuga comes out and goes, actually, my plan was different all along, it's like, wait, hold on. Like, I don't know. That one wouldn't feel right for me.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Damn, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to see, what people are feeling. So Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, Go Rush gets a third year.
What you got for me?
86% Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
You know what's crazy? The same amount of people that believe Go Rush will get a third year and the same amount of people that think Go Rush will end in 2024 and that we don't get another show, that Go Rush is the end. That's surprising. 7 to 6%. A strong majority believe Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
The storm is coming.
Winter's coming.
Angie, thank you for the
Winter's coming.
$4 donation. New
First episode takes 7 seconds.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 10 remake will be called Yu-Gi-Oh! Remix. Emphasis on the X in remix, which is capitalized.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah. X is 10. And
X is 10 Roman numerals. Yeah. Oh, they could definitely do a pun like that. I can see that.
Remix.
Wow.
Any name predictions for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9?
Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
Seven's Rush.
I was gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just go
9.
basic
I was
and
gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 Rushing Through Time.
That's not bad. I like
Sounds like a movie name.
It does.
But I like it.
almost like when there'll be a movie announced tomorrow.
Or
You-
time.
Imagine we had an inside.
You want to know what's
person.
funny?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Every Yu-Gi-Oh! series besides Duel Monsters and Go Rush is one word, so just keep that in mind.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
So you're
Time
telling
to
me it's going to
Rush.
be about 6 words.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Well, no, it'll just be Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. I can't think.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's save our predictions for the name for
I like it.
tomorrow.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Time.
I like
It's not
it.
terrible.
Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. Fake prediction for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Luke is the protagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, and he wants the real Yuga back.
Actually, I gotta say, I will say, Gamesy Jake's name is pretty good. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 Rewind.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 Rewind. Well,
Yeah.
it would just be Yu-Gi-Oh! Rewind. But if it because it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! 8 Go Rush. But if Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is just like the placeholder name.
Yeah.
But if it has, I do like that name from Jake. If it has to do with time, that actually works. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rewind. I like that one. All right, guys. Well, listen, we are at the end here of what's been a very fun stream.
It's been something.
Angie and Dylan, thank you for the super. It's been something. Thank you for the super generous donations. Listen, 7:30 tomorrow night,
Jesus.
and we are getting
I gotta be back here in like how many hours?
craziness, which I cannot freaking wait for. We will be here with you guys, which I learned today. I'm very excited, and we will bring you a really fun stream.
We got one more over there. If you want to read it.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I can read it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Shark. I appreciate you, dude. Shark as well. Thank you. An insane amount of super chats. Thank you so much,
We got
Shark.
$5 from Shark Messiah.
Thank you, Shark.
Shark said, not if Yuga is Otis. He kind of has to play the villain role to save the timeline. Also, he wants to go home. He's extremely desperate. He would do anything.
True. That would kill the Yuga is Otis theory. So if that theory ends up coming true, Shark, then yes.
Then a Yuga turn makes more sense.
A Yuga. Yeah, how weird would it be, though, if they do confirm that Yuga is Otis, but this is also not that Yuga, and this is a different Yuga. That's the Earth Damar of Yuga.
So this is a third being from what we originally had thought.
But wouldn't that then mean that Yuga's Earth Damar and Otis's Earth Damar, the creator, aren't they then technically the same people?
Yeah.
I already lost.
Which means they'd have power to create and
Multiply.
mimic. And, I don't know. I'm just saying if they go that route with Yuga, which I think is possible. I'm not saying probable. I'm not saying likely. Now, I can fantasize about it. I think it would be an amazing move, but it's not. I'd probably put it at like
7%.
I was going to say like 20%. Yeah, I think it's
I would say 11.
No, I think 20% because who else is the spy? But there's also a part of me that's like, it probably doesn't mean anything because it's the start of an arc. So, I don't know.
It's just like a Men in Black episode.
Yeah, exciting.
Spies.
Listen, you guys are amazing. I'm going to rest up my voice for what is set to be an amazingly fun stream tomorrow night. I can't freaking wait. Calibro Dredger, they also do some great stuff outside of this on Twitch and whatnot.
Nope.
I'm going to link it down below. Please follow them. We'll be live tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time. Cal, you can start. And thank you for helping me as always, guys.
Of course. I'm going to be really quick here. I have a Twitch. It's twitch.tv/CalBreezy. That's CalBreezy. My Twitter is the same. I have not streamed in probably, I'm going to say 6 months. I don't know if it's actually been
No,
that
it's not
long,
that
but it's
long.
been a long
It's like
time.
5 and change.
Oh, okay. So 6 months.
So it's not 6 months.
But yeah, I haven't streamed in a while. I'd love to get back to it. I say it all the time. But we'll see. I'll try and get back onto it soon. Look out for it. I'll probably play games like Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty. I mean, I'll play anything. So maybe if there's games that you'd like to see me play, let me know that too. Maybe try a Nuzlocke, but I'd probably be somewhere.
Go for it.
This would probably be the order of skill in the Nuzlocke. It'd
Sure.
go Dredge, me,
Yeah,
Dill. No
definitely
offense, Dill.
facts.
But Dill's entertainment is unmatched. But yeah, if you want to follow me on there, and I can keep you up to date there if I do start streaming or rolling out some streams again. Yeah, I'll send it over to Dredge.
What's up, guys? I'm Dredge. Stream at twitch.tv/DredgeNator. We got a Pokemon Platinum randomized Nuzlocke we are going strong on. Catching up to Dylan, actually. So hopefully we actually might be able to do this Soul Lock starting in the new year. Might be pretty crazy.
Yeah, very exciting.
We're both getting towards the end. I think we should plan that. If we both get to, like, the Elite Four same day, I'll go first, or we back to back it. People can watch. We dual stream
You
it.
multi-stream.
Oh
it,
my
or
god,
dual
multi-stream the
yeah.
Elite Fours.
Right, you do your battle
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I do it.
Oh, that'd be pretty. We might have to
That
set
would be
up.
good
Yeah.
preparation for the Soul Lock.
That would. So that when Dylan loses Pokemon, I'd be yelling at him. He'd yell at me when I don't lose any. You know? Just kidding. But also, we're doing some Duel Links. We are going to make up a Duel Link stream next week. I don't think I'm streaming this weekend. If I do, Sunday night might have a little bit of stream going off. There's no good football. So
Ooh.
check out that.
Cool. Dredge, Cal, as always, thank you so much for helping me out with
course,
this.
dude.
To everybody that watched, to everybody that lurked, to everybody that commented, and especially to everybody that donated and super chatted, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are amazing. You allow us to upgrade. Hopefully it does sound a lot better. And the camera, I know the lighting switch, I got to work on that. You guys are great. Thank you so much for the support as always. Jump Festa tomorrow night. Can't freaking wait. Thank you for watching.
yeah.
And I hope you have an amazing
amazing
day.
day.
Take
Good night,
care,
everybody.
guys. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.